welcome to the final edition of The People's President. We brought it all the way from 8, and now we have 2 finalists in tonight's edition of The People's President. The 2 finalists in the show tonight, one of which will walk away with 35,000 kwacha and the bragging rights, because that will be the People's President. This initiative is brought to you by the Center for Trade Policy and Development in partnership with Diamond TV. My name is Dingindava Jonah Buyoya. This evening I'm your host, giving you highlights of how far we've come in the People's President and ultimately giving you the winner in the People's President. We have some of the contestants that made it through this edition of the People's President, our top 8, and well, they're joining us this evening to witness the crowning of our People's President, who will come from the top 2, Given Kapolio and Karisto Mumba. We'll review exactly how far we've come and what this means to these 2 candidates as we continue, but we have to start tonight's edition of the People's President with an address. And this is from the initiative owners of the People's President in the Center for Trade Policy and Development. And I'll be welcoming, as we all who are joining us here at the retreat in Lusaka, welcoming the Executive Director of the Center for Trade Policy and Development, Isaac Mwaipopo. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Mwaipopo, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, moderator. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Or maybe I should add, and family. I've been reliably informed but that we also have families that have joined us, specifically for our contestants who involved or informed relatives and family to come through and support. I want to begin by acknowledging the presence of our cooperating partners that have made it possible for us to support an initiative like this one. In our midst, we have Zambia. We have a representative in the name of Yvonne Chiria, who will be given an opportunity to come through and share a few remarks with regards to the support that they've provided and why I think initiatives of this kind are very important, especially in an election cycle. Thank you so much. Also, we also have in our midst the Joint Country Program Representative, Mr. Felix Ngosa, who has come through to also ensure that beyond watching on TV, he can witness for himself the candidates that have been debating and sharing ideas on how we can better our country. Thank you so much, Mr. Ngosa, for coming through. Allow me to equally acknowledge and appreciate our guest of honor, Mr. Chibomba Kanyang, who accepted to come through and grace this event. Just as I sat next to him, I received a text from one of our people here, I won't mention their name, who was telling me that I should have warned them that Mr. Chibomba Kanyama was in our midst, and indicating to me that they were actually having a discussion about him with the mother. I don't know what the discussion was about, but Mr. Chibomba Kanyama is here with us. Thank you so much, sir, for coming through. To the families, to the contestants, to my team that are here, thank you so much for working tirelessly with the Diamond TV to ensure that we bring this live. To our contestants, don't feel anxious. We know that the delay might make you feel a bit anxious here and there. Just know that we're so proud of you. Thank you for putting up a very competitive fight. We followed the discussions. Along the way, you've made new friends. CTPD is your friend. Oxfam, GCP, we also have OSISA, as well as many other people that got to interact with you. We look forward to crowning the winner. Not necessarily that you are the only winner, you are all victories, you are all winners. By showing up, indeed, it was a big step of courage, and we are so encouraged by your act. Thank you so much.
I'm not going to let you go just yet. I will not let you go just yet. You probably predicted that I wouldn't do that. First of all, I beg to disagree, because for me, the guy that's coming from the TV station, I like it when you are anxious because I sort of need to get those nice shots. But Edie, what an experience it has been from just an idea by the Center for Trade Policy and Development to finally giving birth to these brilliant minds that we've come across. And I want to find out from you why, as the Center for Trade Policy and Development, you thought this initiative was so important in this important year.
Thank you so much, Jonah. Indeed, it has been a brilliant initiative, and we've actually learned quite a lot. But from the Center for Trade Policy and Development, the inspiration was basically because of the upcoming elections. Mostly you've seen that a number of media institutions taking their cameras more to the candidates that are contesting in the upcoming elections, and we thought that for a change, why can't we just focus on the ordinary people? Why can't we focus on the young people and give them a stage, give them a platform so that they can be in a position to share their ambitions, their reflections, give them an opportunity to govern, to lead this country. What exactly can they do? And that was the reality show that we ended up coming up with.
We're now down to the top two. Who do you think is winning? No, I'm just joking.
Wow.
I'm just joking. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Edie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
This is the final episode of The People's President. That was the Executive Director for the Center for Trade Policy and Development, Isaac Mwaipopo, speaking to the contestants and indeed everyone joining us here for our live event at the retreat at Roma in Lusaka. And we would like to thank you also for being a part of the process. You've been a part of the People's President from the very first day. If anything, it is your president because you have been voting. There's more in this evening's event, and would like to appreciate all those that are partnered this far as we've gotten through the People's President, and that is why we welcome one of the cooperating partners from Oxfam to come and give us remarks. Let's please put our hands together for Oxfam, ladies and gentlemen.
The guest of honor, the Executive Director, Center for Trade Policy and Development, my colleague, Mr. Ngosa from JCP, families present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. So my name is Yvonne Chibia, and I am representing Oxfam in my capacity as the acting country director. And I must start by emphasizing the fact that Oxfam is very humbled to have been part of this initiative, because we surely put youth at the center of everything that we do. You are an integral part of our society, and we really, really feel we need to place youth in positions where they're able to actively engage in the discourse and well-being of our country. So this initiative truly embraces the youth, and we aim at taking youth into spaces where they can become future leaders. And we feel that this is a very important initiative for youth, especially if we need the youth to engage in governance dialogue and discourse, especially around issues that impact their daily lives. And like I said, youth are a very cardinal group in our development, and they need to step up. So I'm very proud of the candidates or the aspirants, presidential aspirants, for this journey that you have taken in the People's President to step up and engage in conversation, in debate, on issues that really, really affect your daily life. And these are issues that we're faced with every day, whether you talk about health, education, agriculture, mining. I know there was a diversity of issues that you were debating about, and it's nice to see young people really engage constructively, meaningfully, and applying the level best in terms of intellect to articulate these issues, because these are the real issues. And you are the future people, future leaders of our country. I can talk about myself. I'm half a century old, so I'm really looking forward to getting more youth involved in the governance discourse of our country. And my plea, therefore, is for the youth to really, really step up. We are at a very critical moment in our governance system in the country. So we have upcoming elections on the 12th of August. After that, we are now embarking with a maybe new government or the current government, or it's a new government because we have new leaders taking up office. But this is a momentous time for the youth to really be engaged, because this is where we'll have critical questions. You will challenge those manifestos, you will challenge those pronouncements, you will challenge those promises, and hold our leaders to account. So it becomes very imperative, and my please, let us be engaged, because it's very important that your voices, your thoughts, your requests, your advocacy messages are taken on board and they're actualized into policy, into practice that benefits you. So this initiative for me is such an coming at an opportune time, and I really feel we need to embrace this. And beyond this, let's not go to sleep. Let's continue to be vibrant. Let's continue to be active in our different spaces. So you have different spaces, different pockets where you influence conversations, influence decisions. Please, let's step up. So I really want to applaud the participants that took part in this, and I wish all the best to the two contestants. I know there can only be one winner, but both of you will be victors at the end of tonight. Even if one doesn't get the prize money, the fact that you went through this process and you have come this far also makes you a victor. So well done, everyone, and well done to CTPD. Thank you.
As she was speaking, some of the contestants, when she said you're all victors, some of the contestants were like, ooh. 35,000 kwacha would be nice, but okay. Anyway, thank you so much for interacting with us. You can use the hashtag #ThePeoplesPresident for you to interact with us on social media. That's on Facebook and Twitter. But we will proceed with tonight's program, and this is by all of us putting our hands together to welcome a highly esteemed man who qualifies to be the guest of honor at the finale of The People's President in Mr. Chibamba Kayimbala. Let's put our hands together for him.
Right. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
It's my honor, privilege to officiate at this very interesting event. I'll start by, of course, recognizing my brother Isaac, my papa, who is the director for CTPD. And of course, from the Mr. Ngosa, that's Joint Country Program, right? Joint Country Program. And my sister, of course, Yvonne Chivia, who is the acting country director for Oxfam. And to the rest of you who have made it to this event. I know how anxious we are, especially the two finalists. But before I come to them, just to say congratulations to all those that went through this process. A very big hand to them, please. Number one, by virtue of you having participated, is a very big win. They say a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And for many of you, this was your first step to be recognized in your life, to be recognized that you can actually vie for presidency. This is not acting, it is real. Of course, you won't be president of Zambia now, but it's not a bad harbinger, it's just an indication of the potential and interest that you possess. Number two, some of you is the first time to debate, talk on television, to be interviewed by my young man here, I call him my son, Jonah, and Costa, and others. It's a big achievement, isn't it? To be on the public media, discussing issues that are actually real. those were not hypothetical issues, not presumptuous. They reflected the aspirations of the people of this country. And you are able to dig deep into those issues, finding ways how you would argue your points on issues that would be of interest to others so that they vote for you. So you are all winners. And the most important thing for all of you who are present, and some of you who haven't been able to come here, what lessons have you learned? It is not about the failure to achieve the 35,000 kwacha. It's about what this opportunity means to you individually. First, to you as an individual. What lessons have you learned? What worked well for you? And what did not work well for you? Some of the things that you may seek to assess and evaluate may not be that very significant. It could just be, how was the tone of your voice? How are you arguing with the projection? How is your body language? Were you convincing enough? Were you confident enough? Did you breathe in 3 times before you came to speak to the people? Those are some lessons now you began to learn, because there will be a bigger platform in the future. This is a stage that launches you to the bigger one. And to the 2 finalists, I want to say to you, not only to the 2, but everybody again, but I know that the tension at the moment is for the last 2. This is about a culture. We are cultivating a culture. And I loved very much Mrs. Chibia did talk about the role that you are playing in what they call the democratic space of Zambia. She says she's in the middle century. I am slightly past that, and we are passing on the mantle to you. Some of us haven't really played a role in politics, but we've been able to mentor. And you know that 2008 I began the initiative called Teen Vision Trust. There was an aim for that, because we said many of the people who are taking roles of leadership have not been groomed. And there are many people who are ushering themselves into politics, have never been groomed, have never been mentored, and some of them have a focus to make money, and they think that politics is about making money and enriching oneself. Some of them have destroyed their reputation, and it will take time to recover it. And the reason, they don't understand that, like every other engagement in society, whether it is football or sport, it is governed by a set of values and ethics. It's about ethics. And those ethics define how far you can go onto your political journey. So when we began this training for young people, we are looking at people like yourselves, that some of us may not become that person in the future because maybe we have advanced in age. But that doesn't define our failure. By our not becoming a minister, by our not becoming a president, does not mean that we have failed. We only count ourselves to have failed when we failed to produce a generation that aspires to be what we aspired to be. And that is you. So in conclusion, therefore, I will say one of the ethical values of politics is respecting the opponent. Respect the opponent. Why am I saying that? By being among the top 8 means that you are all recognized to contain a certain level caliber competencies, skills that make you the best among many. So when one is competing against you at that level, respect that person. They have what you have. They may even have an extra more than what you have. And that is, it calls for a demand, for a handshake, an expression of love, and an expression of respect against the opponent. Let us argue on ideas. And I think this is what we did. People were arguing on ideas. respecting that whoever is standing with me and competing with me is up to the game and is equal to the game, is maybe better than I am. So the best thing is let us respect the other person. So I'm expecting, and everyone else who is present here is expecting that whoever doesn't get that 35,000 kwacha will stretch an arm to congratulate the winner and say thank you. That is the political game. That is the kind of culture we want to inculcate in Zambia for the future. And God bless you.
Thank you so much to our guest of honor. I might just add that, please, that's a figurative handshake. Just this was going to be possible in February 2020, but something happened in March last year. But we'd like to thank all our speakers this far, and like I said, I wouldn't want to keep you waiting in your misery for any longer. So let's start the process and remind each other of how far we've come. This has been quite an interesting experience for our candidates, and we had the opportunity to speak with the top two and see exactly how they feel being this far in the competition. And, well, let's hear what they have to say.
On what made me enter the competition, the People's President, first of all, I was really excited that it was the People's President. As you are aware, for you to run as president in Zambia, you need to be 35 and above, which we as young people are not. And so when I saw an opportunity to actually have the presidential experience, or this presidential experience, or at least the experience of running as a president before I even get to 35, the thought of it just sounded very interesting. And I love competitions, but most importantly, I love competitions that involve the competing of ideas that involve the developing of our nation, and I thought that's what it would be. It would also, to me, it looked like a very exciting opportunity to just get involved in discussing issues pertaining the country. So that's basically why I entered. Also, Justin, just as a by the way thing, I think it's very honest that I must speak that on the paper, on the ad that was advertising the program, it did indicate that the winner would walk away with 35,000 kwacha. And that for me seemed like the right amount of money that could sort out my school issues and the credit that I'm having at school. So it was a win-win situation for me. It would be a great experience. It would be talking about what I love, and also if I walk away with the money, it would be paying the areas that I have at school. So those are some of the reasons why I did enter the People's President competition. And what I think about my first video that I did send as an audition video. First of all, it was just a 1-minute video. So it was very brief. I was thinking, what am I going to say in just 1 minute that is going to be enough to convince somebody to select me to be among the 8 that would be selected? And my thoughts about it are still the same. It was very brief, but considering the fact that I was picked, now my thoughts are that it was brief, but definitely impactful. And it got the job done. So did I expect to come this far into this competition? I will be very honest with you, and I will tell you I honestly did not. Justin, I have constantly said this. I didn't even think I would be among the selected 8 in the first place. So coming this far is wild beyond dreams. Even when I was applying, I said I would do it because I owe it to myself and I need to apply. So I did apply, thinking I would even get picked. I didn't even think I would get picked. All the way from Kasama getting selected. You know what we are all thinking. Probably they've already selected really brilliant young people from Lusaka, girl from Kasama. They're probably thinking doesn't have much to offer. But I did get picked. And for me, from the moment I got picked, I think it's always been a feeling of humility. It's always been, every step has been overwhelming because really I didn't even think I would get this far. But here we are.
What made me enter the competition, the People's President?
I've always wanted a platform to express my thoughts about how things should be done, especially in the political sphere. I've noticed a lot of things that should not be crowding the political world, but these are things we are constantly seeing, and it really upsets me when indeed we can speak about them and just educate people how politics should be done. You know, having to see how other countries are conducting their politics and all that, and then you bring it back to your own country and you see all these kind of elements that aren't supposed to be in the politics taking place, and all that has actually motivated me. It's something that has always pushed me to come out and to speak to the people. Yeah, and then the other thing is I am very, very passionate about leadership. I have been in several leadership positions, and I've grown in leadership. So I believe that there is something that I have to offer to my country, and I took this road, and I'm never going back, so that I can, you know, contribute something to my country. So what do I think about my first video? The first thing is I made the video on the due date. So in any case, I wasn't even sure whether I was going to be shortlisted, because I knew that obviously they had maybe started even reviewing some of the videos that were sent. Despite that, I was very confident because I had a message that I thought was relevant at the time, even now. So I actually had two concepts that I wanted to, two things I wanted to talk about. One was based mostly on the Constitution. The other one was focusing on the economy. But how do I put everything together to consolidate the ideas, because it was a 1-minute video? So I had to be, you know, to try by all means to compress my ideas, to make this, you know, come out the way I wanted it to come out. And the fact that I made it, I was shortlisted under the top 8, it means that I did communicate what I really wanted to communicate, and that really made me confident from there. Did I expect to come this far? No, I didn't expect to come this far, because in any case, I didn't even know the people that I was going to face. This is a competition that allowed people from, up to someone who is 35 years, and I thought I was going to have people that are more experienced, people that have been maybe even in politics, and I'm just someone who is starting, so I haven't had a lot of experience. There's a lot more to learn, and I thought I was not going to make it this far because I didn't know the people that I was going to face. Yeah, but it's humbling that I'm still here.
Let's put our hands together for the 3 contestants. Congratulations once more to the both of you for making it this far in the People's President competition. It's not as easy as it seems. It's been pretty difficult, and would like to encourage you to keep pressing on. But would like to recognize also the top 8 in the People's President. They made it that far, and that is why the Center for Trade Policy and Development, in partnership with JCP and Oxfam as well as OSISA, did put together certificates of participation, and I would like to invite forward a responsible party in giving out the certificates to the candidates. Let's present the certificates of participation to our top 8. Let's put our hands together for Karisto Mumba. I miss handshakes. Congratulations, Karisto Mumba, for making it to the top 8 and ultimately the top 2. Let's put our hands together for the other contender in the top 2, Given Kapolio. Okay. Finalists in the top 8, let's put our hands together for Lumai Maseka. No handshakes, Lumai. Remember that. Made it to the top 3 of the people's president. Let's put our hands together for Mwila Bwalia. Top 8 finalists in the People's President. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Farai Kadiamoto. Let's put our hands together for the only other female contestant in the top 8 of the People's President, Wale Chungu.
Madam President.
And let's put our hands together for one that was fondly regarded as Mr. President, Moses Wesa, finalist to the top 8.
Mr. President.
And finally, the finalist in the top 8 and indeed top 4 of the People's President, Barry Ilunga Kiembe, who I cannot see, and I'm pretty sure he's not here, but his certificate is right here. And if there's anyone to collect it on his behalf, any of the contestants that are, there's a lot of contestants that want to pick it on his behalf. Please, Farah, it's not yours, eh? I'd like to thank you all. Thank you so much for presenting those certificates. And congratulations. Let's put our hands together for the contestants one more time, ladies and gentlemen. They did an amazing job. My technician is feeling the euphoria, and with the music especially, you know, I hear a lot of champion in the song, and I guess it fits the occasion. But there is more, and that's for us to find out who is the People's President. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Are you ready to find out who the People's President is? Well, we're only moments away to find out who the People's President is, and we would like to thank you all for the messages that you're sending through on tonight's edition of the People's President through Facebook and Twitter with the hashtag The People's President. And we would like now to welcome the third runner-up in the People's President. I know he wasn't expecting this, but this is a surprise. I'd like to have a chat with you, Mwila Bwalia. Please come forward. Let's put our hands together for the second runner-up, actually. He made it to the top 3. Unfortunately, could not make it beyond, but here he is. First of all, congratulations for making it this far.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling tonight?
I feel so proud. I wasn't expecting to make it this far, but then I did, so I feel so proud of myself.
Is that really true? Because you've participated in a similar competition and you made it pretty far. So I don't know if I can believe you, Mwila.
Coincidentally, even in the other competition, I was the second runner-up, so it's like deja vu for me.
You've got a thing for number 3.
Exactly.
Got a thing for number 3. But we're really proud of you, aren't we?
Yeah.
We really are proud of you. The last time you and I had this conversation, I had a very simple question for you. I don't know if you had enough time to reflect on it. Who is going to be the People's President? Not the easiest of questions, is it? But we've got a surprise for you, Mwila Bwalia. Because you made it to the top 3 of the people's president, we're proud of you, and that's why the Center for Trade Policy and Development feels you must not walk away empty-handed. We've got a check for you tonight. Yes, we do. We've got a check for you tonight. Please go and receive your check. Yeah, I don't think it's going to fit in the pocket. Yeah, no, just for safety, remember that you're not allowed to fold the check, so serves you right, isn't it? The only other option you had was to put it in the pocket, which, But the big one is coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment of truth. Allow me to welcome the top 2 contenders in the People's President, Karisto Mumba and Given Kapolio, to please step forward. Ladies and gentlemen, you have made it this far in the People's President. One of you will be the People's President. You gave your final appeal, requested for the Zambian votes, and the people have decided. From 170 candidates, bringing it to a top 8, finally to a top 2, and only one of these 2 will be the People's President. Will it be Karisto Mumba? Will it be Given Kapolio? Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the People's President by the Center for Trade Policy and Development, getting 52% of the vote, with only a split of 2%, is congratulations, Given Kapolio. All right, allow me to be with my top two finalists. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. All right. like to call back the top two. Please take your seats. We'll have enough time for photos. We still have some TV to make. I'll ask for the top two to please come back up. I mean, I knew who the winner was, but my heart was racing. I don't know. It must be that horrible tune, the horrible background song that you guys are playing. It just makes you so nervous. I need to take a deep breath. Congratulations to the both of you, and I would like to have a moment with Given. Can you please come forward? No, don't worry, no debate today. No tough questions today. You made it this far and you've won the competition. Let's put our hands together one more time. You told me and my production crew, Given, that this was important because you wanted to pay partly for your school fees where you've had arrears. And, well, we didn't broadcast that because we didn't want you to get a sympathy vote. But how much do you think this means to you to finally win this competition and win this money?
I am overwhelmed. I am grateful above everything. The humility that I kept telling you about throughout the competition, it's blowing the roof off. Okay, in responding to how important this is to me, it's very important. This is my final year in university, and if I had not cleared those areas, I would not be able to graduate in December as my intake mates graduate until I am able to clear off the areas. This simply means I am graduating in December. Beyond that, an entrepreneur is getting even bigger. I'm into cosmetics and whatnot, so some of the money goes into that. I am set. I will not be a graduate who's just sitting. I am set to begin my life beyond school. Jonah, it means the world to me.
Congratulations, huge congratulations to you, Given Kapolio. The people voted, and it was a very tight race. Throughout the competition, I think this was the most tight. And I would like my producer to demonstrate just how tightly contested it was. This is how the people voted. Very tight. If my memory serves me right, these two were divided by nothing more than 20 votes. That's just how tightly contested it was. So congratulations to you. I'll allow you to. Oh, one more thing. Goodness me, how could I forget? These people, the essence of me showing you this was because I wanted you to have a moment with that 52% of people that voted for you. Over there is my colleague, Edward, and he's got a camera. So it's more about the camera, not Edward? Yeah. So you look in that camera and you speak with the person that voted for you.
Natotela mwewa na wafu. Ntipanshi nde totela tamushibu for mwachita. I am so grateful. I am very thankful that you picked up your phone and you voted. Beyond that, I am thankful that you tuned in and you watched. And I hope that through just viewing and watching the discussions, your life was changed as much as mine has been changed. I am very grateful. I hope that was not my inauguration speech, Jonah, because I still want it. Thank you. But I'm very grateful. Natotela, thank you so much. One thing I've learned, I was actually telling my fellow participants, is next time somebody sends me a link and asks me to act on it, I will act on it. Because it is those links that I sent out and asking for that help that has made this possible. Thank you so much. Alana Totela.
All right, thank you so much, Kevin. You'll take your seat. I know you want your inauguration speech, so that'll be coming. I don't want to rob you of that. But another very important person this evening who made it to the top 2 with 48% of the vote. Let's put our hands together for Karisto Mumba. And I'd like to welcome you here, Mr. President. One of my colleagues and I were making fun of how calm he always is, regardless of how much pressure, because some of us are quite mischievous, and we will push you to the edge of the seat. But he will always keep his cool, and that is a remarkable quality for a president. Let's put our hands together. Yeah, I think you kind of have an idea that, I mean, you've made it to the top 2. There was something for the top 3. So I don't think, you are probably just wondering, like, Nishinga. So let's let the cat out of the bag. You're walking away with 10,000 kwacha for making it. Huge congratulations, Karisto. I want to have a chat with you. See, this man here is actually an entrepreneur in the University of Zambia. He's got a business. It's called Karisto Loans. So he gives out money to his fellow students. And yeah, pretty good, Karisto. And how do you feel having made it to the top 2? I know that you would have loved to be the people's president, but only one would make it. So how do you feel making it this far and getting that much of the vote? You might want to pick up that microphone.
First of all, congratulations to Given Kapolio. Madam President, I'm so proud of you. Firstly, I didn't expect to come this far. For me, this is a blessing. I really needed a platform. For those people that have been around me, they will attest the fact that I'm always talking about leadership. I'm talking about presidency, always seeing the mistakes and giving the solutions. So having such a platform where I can express myself, where I can add to the national debate, was something that I regard as a blessing. I'm really proud, and I'm happy I came this far.
Congratulations. On the side note, I must say, I love how you look. I have been taught that the colors blue and red symbolize power. And you've made it this far, so congratulations. But I know the 48% didn't vote as much as they should have, but they did a tremendously good job. And I'd like you to speak with them.
To those that voted for me, thank you so much. I'm so happy. It's really humbling to know that there's someone who is watching you and supporting your cause. This is something that all of us youths should champion. We were talking about issues that are directly affecting real citizens. And for you to create time to vote for me because somehow you agreed with the things that I was talking about is really humbling, and I'm so grateful to all of you.
Congratulations, Karisto. We'll put the mic back. Well, without wasting much of your time, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the inauguration speech. I think these contestants spent enough time writing this down, and I'm looking forward to the goosebumps. Let's welcome back Madam President, the People's President, Given Kapolio, as he gives our inauguration speech.
One Zambia. One nation. Tamleaska. One Zambia. One nation. Thank you. The guest of honor, sir. The Executive Director, CTPD. The representatives from all cooperating organizations present here today. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to simply say, all protocol be highly observed. What a time. What a time to be alive. What a time that a young lady all the way from Kasama is given an opportunity to stand here today. A time that young people are given an opportunity to speak and be heard. It's a great time to be alive. Thank you so much. I will not get tired of saying that. Thank you so much to my very, very able God. Thank you to my family, my very supportive family. Thank you to my amazing friends. A very big thank you to the organizers of this great initiative, and also, most importantly, a very big thank you to the people of this great nation. I thank you. I hope this election of the people's president has set the tone for what elections in a democracy should look like. A battle of ideas. A battle of ideas to better this country. Because really the battle is not against one another, but against poverty, against our public debt, against corruption, against inequality, against injustice, and against everything that hinders the development of this great nation. That is what I stand for today and always. I don't know about where you're from, but where I am from, children are hungry. Youths are unemployed. Medicine in clinics is scarce. Classrooms are crowded. The cost of living is unbearable, and that must begin to change. This will begin to change, of course, with Given Kapolyo as the people's president. I still stand by my message. An improved public service that is responsive to the needs of my people. I am dedicated to putting in place policies and laws that make this possible. Quality education for all. Better health services for all. A diversified agricultural sector that adds value to its products, exports, strengthens our dollar, and pays our public debt. A revived economy. A firm and swift hand on corruption. This has always been my message, and I firmly still stand by it as the people's president. I am a strong believer in working together with Zambians to develop Zambia. I could go on and speak, but really after being given such a mandate, the only thing that is left to do is work, because talk is cheap. Countrymen and women, before I do conclude, it is very important that I congratulate Comrade Karisto Mumba for putting up such a great fight and making it this far. I admire and respect your love for this nation. As you spoke to every issue pertaining this country, I heard you and I was inspired. I would further want to stretch a hand that our ideas do not stop here. We must match them together, put them together for better solutions for this country. I welcome you, comrade. Please do join me. This is our victory. And if there's a people's president, we are the people's president. I thank you. I will not leave before saying this. My name is Given Kapolyo, and my dream for this country is a healthy, educated Zambia, running a vibrant, dynamic, and diversified economy. Shall we say it together? A healthy, educated Zambia, running a vibrant, dynamic, and diversified economy. We shall do it together. I thank you.
It was for you.
That is your people's president, ladies and gentlemen. But the big one is coming on the 12th of August, and that's just a taste of what we should expect. At least that's what we expect. And it is hoped that, as Given has rightly put it, we'll get a battle of ideas, and no young people will lose lives. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us in this journey of the People's President. This has been the grand finale. It's been an amazing 9 episodes. My name is Dingindaba Jonah Buyoya. Good night.